Hello, here I am near Tower Hill Station, and in the shadows there you can see the Tower of London across the road. Tower Hill Station is just behind those trees, and I thought I'd have a look at a bit more of the docklands, but since I'm here we'll take a peek. Oh, somebody feeding a squirrel. Don't know if you can see in the shadows. Ooh, camera's going mad. Sorry, squirrel. But I can't do it because the camera's going mad. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, squirrel. I've got to sort this thing out. It's going crazy. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, maybe the little gadget can level itself out again. So all I did was bash it. Okay, I think it's working now. The squirrel came over to see if it could get some food, but sadly I have none. So, anyway. Let's have a look up here at Father Thames. I think that's Trinity House or something like that. Port of London Authority building, now a hotel. Every time I go out, I forget how heavy this stabilizer is. Until I start filming. Bits of the old City of London. You've seen these in my previous videos. Some of them. Here we have a memorial. Straight on into the sunshine, but it's morning. The 24,000 of the merchant navy and fishing fleets whose names are honoured on the walls of this garden gave their lives for their country and have no grave but the sea. 1939 to 1945. And that bit is for 1914-18. But we are headed off in this direction somewhere. So I want to get to Wapping, we're going to go. See all the names on the wall there. See the Tower of London there, a bit of it. And on the left we have a bit of the old London Wall. From the ancient days when it was a fortified town. A statue of Augustus, I think. Can't remember. I think it is. Something like that. Some Roman chap anyway. Now it's a bit difficult with the sun shining straight into the camera and straight into my eyes, because it means I can't actually see what's on the display of the camera, so I'm hoping it's filming stuff. Just on the left here is Tower Gateway Station, another station very close to Tower Hill. As you can see, we just walked past Tower Hill and now there it is.
Sorry, it was my fault. I'm sorry.
Chaos rules, eh? Now we can get up to Wapping following along that road, but I'm going to go a slightly more picturesque route and via Saint Katharine Dock, because although we've done Saint Katharine Dock before, it doesn't hurt to see it again, and I'll take a slightly different route through anyway. That road leads up to Leman Street and stuff like that, where I was filming a previous video in my City of London series. If you saw it, you'll remember I came down through Saint Katharine Dock to get here, or to the front of the tower. It's got the old Bailey here, or the moat, I suppose it is actually. Walkie-talkie tower in the distance, and indeed Trinity House, or whatever it's called. See the Shard in the background behind the big tower. Behind the bloody tower, indeed, as I think it's called, those four. The tower building in the middle of tower, whatever it is, towers all over the place. This early morning, people are starting to come out. A bit like cockroaches come out at night, so people come out at daytime. Tower Bridge up ahead, of course. Some people think this is London Bridge, but it's not. London Bridge is really boring. The original London Bridge is in Arizona now, of all places, having been sold to an American tourist. Well, apocryphally, sold to an American tourist. Anyway, sold to an American businessman. So let's just have a look over the wall here. really walk past these things without looking at them, can you? Tower Bridge, of course, known for the gates opening to let boats through occasionally. There's a timetable on the web if you want to get here and see it happening. We have More London over there. The place is called More London after Thomas More. The blob building on the left is City Hall, where the mayor hangs out. The tall building obviously is the Shard, tallest building in Western Europe at the moment. In the water you can see HMS Belfast to the right of the picture. It's a warship from, I think, the Second World War or something like that. It's now a museum, you can go on and have a look. And London Bridge is the bridge you can see in the distance on the right. Pretty ordinary looking bridge now. Tower Bridge itself, of course. But we are going that way. Past the homeless person. We are again under the bridge now. Bunch of stalls setting up for the day. Hope I can get past. Butler's Wharf across the river. Hard to see against the sunshine, but if we view it from the other side, hopefully it'll be lit up. the old dockside.
你看。
Nice views of the river. And a sundial, probably tuned to GMT. Don't know if I can read it. Showing 8, about 10 past 8, so it's probably about 10 past 9 being summertime. I'd say that's about right. I guess the sun knows where it is. Here we are, coming into Saint Katharine Dock. Thing on the wall, Saint Katharine by the Tower. On the occasion of the visit of HM Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, this plaque was presented to St Katharine's Dock by the flotilla to commemorate 300 years of Anglo-Dutch maritime friendship. 1989, 29th of June. There you go. Now we can go down here and follow the roads, but I might as well walk through the docks, I think. It's a bit more picturesque. The roads aren't bad, but see what it's like here. Just realised my camera isn't recording. It only does 20 minutes at a time, doesn't it? I haven't got my little emergency chimer on to remind me either. So I don't know what we've missed. But we just walked back here from Tower Bridge, which you can see there. See if I can switch the chimer on my phone. My phone will now pling every now and then to remind me that I should be resetting the camera. But here we are in St Katharine Dock. Which you've seen before anyway. On my previous videos. I was just saying that there's a lot of money about and how you should sponsor me on Patreon or something so that I can have a lot of money too. But as I was saying before the camera rudely interrupted me, or probably after the camera had rudely interrupted me, to be honest, we in the West have a pretty good standard of living anyway, even though we grumble about it. It's just the way it is, isn't it? residential accommodation here. Seems strange to have houses here. I actually suspect they're rented out to tourists, like Airbnb type of thing, the ones on the left anyway. The ones ahead are, I think, normal residential places. See top of Tower Bridge next to the Shard. We leave Saint Katharine Dock. Got to figure out how to get to the next bit, which is Wapping. It's kind of zigzaggy a bit, but it's only basically the next street. And there is more than one way. I'll try this way. Oh, I can go through here. Excellent. Big Waitrose here. I don't know why, but I suppose it has to be somewhere. Okay. Here we are. Quite an interesting new development there. Accommodation again, I think, because of the balconies. It's got a sort of a square on the other side, like an imitation public square, but it's private. Of course, there's a lot of these places in London now. They produce outdoor areas, or give them outdoor areas, but they're private. You can go in there, but when they see you filming and stuff, it's like, oi, what's going on here then? Because they want to make a profit out of you and charge you a license fee for filming in their imitation commons area. I guess if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't mind paying some license fee, but I'm not. It's a bit cheapskate of these companies, really. I don't know. I suppose they also think it's security as well, but I don't think it is, because anybody could come and look anyway. But anyway, rant over. There we go, this blue sign says Saint Katharine's Dock up on the right, where we've just come from basically, and Wapping straight ahead. In fact, the bit I'm going to is to the left of here, but further down first. It's interesting, new buildings here. All this area was destroyed in the Second World War, pretty much the East End Docklands area, and it was ruined for decades when Margaret Thatcher started on the redevelopment of it. It's kind of been a bit of a desert for humans for a long time, but now it's starting to look lived in again, and the buildings are not bad. This is where I am looking for. Just cross over because the entrance is over here. Parts of the old docks have been preserved as proper public spaces. At least I think they are. This sculpture is made from real rope, but it's been treated and metallised to make it last. Sort of a reminder of times past. And here we have what I think is Heritage Basin. If I had followed the road from St Katharine's Dock, then it would come in that left corner there. That's the road. But yes, it's quite nice here. And even new buildings, if you look across the road, they're built in the style of the old warehouses that they've replaced. And we are going down here. There are steps and there are ramps here for wheelchair users and cyclists to get down. Cyclists are a bit of a nuisance, and I've never seen a wheelchair user here, but anyway, that's the idea. What do we have? They've made the old docks into a kind of a canal. Built over some of it, narrowed it a bit, I think, and here it is. Very nice, actually. Wapping used to be an absolute dump. If you've watched EastEnders on the TV, that's kind of based on the old Wapping. At least I think it was. It seems to have been for me. But you can see here it's fully gentrified, this section. It's not just a single row of houses too, it's there's several rows. Going back to the docks, and you can see the towers of rotten old Wapping in the background. A dragonfly, if you can see it, and a coot, a baby coot indeed. Here are the old couple of ducks. Whoosh. Don't suppose I caught them very well, but anyway, there you go. Another one having a bit of a bath or something.
Οπότε από ό,τι μου είπατε πάρα από μια ώρα δεν το...
Don't really understand people going out for a walk and then chatting on the phone. Me, on the other hand, my phone's on Do Not Disturb practically the whole time. It's hardly worth having it, except it does go ding every 20 minutes, so I suppose it's not completely useless. Another baby coot there. Now, up here on the right, we have Spirit Quay, and you might be able to see a statue of some, or a bust of some guy there. I forget his name, but he designed, I think, East India Docks and Saint Katharine's Docks. So they've stuck his head up here as a warning to others. This is now a strictly ornamental dock, because not many boats are getting up these weirs. I think it's called ornamental dock actually, this bit. If you ask me, that's a description, not a name. It'll probably be disallowed in court for that reason, because when you're describing a product, a name can't be a description, it has to be something else. So oven chips is a description, you have to have a name with it as well, you know. Lots of nice weeds growing here for the coots to eat, and the ducks, and the swans. Occasionally you see a swan here. There's more houses over there. All rebuilt. And a lot nicer than it was. Don't know what they did with the locals, because I'm sure they couldn't have afforded it. But anyway, time for me to restart the old camera. Let's just do that. Hope I don't destroy the balance. Alright, back again. See, a mobile phone is good for something. And you can see up there, old Wapping. Or it's not so old, because I guess those towers were built in the 60s. But I think I prefer this. And even those new towers up ahead are not bad, are they? On the left here we have part of the old tobacco dock, because we are now passing Tobacco Dock. We'll see a bit more of it. Tobacco Dock, because that's where the tobacco was brought in along here back in the day. Now it looks like it's in the flipping countryside. So yeah, the 18th century or so, this was mega busy, bringing in huge quantities of tobacco and furs, a few other odds and ends from around the world. Little did they know it would end up as an ornament. And a Joggers Haven. And that is Tobacco Dock building as it is behind the replica cargo ships and pirate ships. After the docks were closed at the end, I don't know, by the war anyway, it was certainly gone. It was abandoned for decades. And they tried to turn it into a shopping centre. It was a complete failure because there were basically no customers around here, and the transport to the Docklands in the early days was rubbish. The DLR is in place now, and there's several stops near here. Wapping, Shadwell, Tower Hill on the underground. But part of the shopping centre project, these ships were built, or replica ships. One was to be a waxworks and the other was a bar. But it's long defunct, and Tobacco Dock is now an exhibition centre, which does actually appear to be working for the first time. You see bits of it are still abandoned, but they're working on it. Let's go back down here and follow it on a bit. building actually looks quite nice here, with all the trees and the water beside it. See, if you live in there, you've got a place to come out, although they haven't put seats up by the looks of it. You can bring your own. You can see it ends here, but it's not really the end. Because we're going to go on a bit more. Going to follow the signs, like that one, to Shadwell Basin. I'm not sure if this little rectangle is Wapping Wood or not. There is a Wapping Wood around here somewhere, but it's a bit small. Actually, I think Wapping Wood is small, so maybe it is. I haven't been to it before. I'm exploring too now. I've been on the other bit, but not here.
Doesn't look like it.
It's just a little green space, isn't it, basically? And up ahead is where the canal continues. A truss bridge over the road. Looks like once upon a time this was a lifting bridge for boats. You can see all the engine business up there. Says ignoring her. Is it Dogser? Doxer? I don't know. Both names kind of appropriate. And we are coming up to Shadwell Basin. And again, newly built warehouse style, but attractive-ish buildings. can just faintly hear church bells in the distance. But here is Shadwell Basin. And you can see Canary Wharf in the distance. Because beyond Shadwell Basin there's Limehouse Basin, and there's the West India Docks in Canary Wharf, and there's East India Docks, which are only little remains. West India Dock survived, but East India Dock is basically nearly gone, a bit like this section. It's kind of not used in the same way anymore. Bits of it are. There are boats in a part of it. Thought somebody was living there, but I think it's just a fisherman. Presumably it's a man, because it's pretty rare to see women fishing. And that is that. Shadwell Basin. I think there's a family of geese down there. I won't disturb them too much, but let's have a look. Another one of those bridges behind them. And the basin. You can see the city of London in the background. Looks like I'm trapped. I might have to wander around the long way to get out. I could clamber over the wall, but not with this camera, I think. Can have a closer look at the geese. And the basin.
How's the ducks doing? Doing okay. Growing up.
They're watching you with that camera, they've got their eye on you. Normally they shout at him, but they were watching you.
Hello.
I just think it's a strange bird.
Wapping conversation there. Well, the video ends in about 2 minutes, or the recording time, so I'll probably stop there. You basically walk up this road to the right here, and there's Shadwell Station, somewhere along the main road, which is where I'll be going in order to head home. There it is, somewhere up there. Guess what? I've just changed my mind. I'm going to film a little bit more here because there's just a teeny bit to see. So we might as well see it since we're here. You have there, at the bottom of the road, the Prospect of Whitby pub, an ancient building that actually survived all the destruction of the Docklands and what have you. And we're going to end up there in a minute. More like 5 or 10 minutes, but still something like that. But there's a little bit more of the docks to see here and stuff. This is like the end of the Thames path up here, I think, which is a walkway alongside the river. People do boating here. Incidentally, I found that the wharf we were on just at the end there was Brussels Wharf. I guess for imports from Europe once upon a time. Little boat clubs here and stuff. Shadwell Basin Outdoor Activity Centre. But I thought it was worth coming out to have a look because it's quite a nice view here. Because the path takes us back from the canals and the docks to the river. And as it's a bright sunny day, it's quite a nice view. One of London's underground streams feeding into the river there. And here we are. Canary Wharf in the distance. Some seabirds rooting around in the sand, or just hanging out anyway. I think there is a walkway, not Thames Path, but because this Thames Path ends here basically and leads you back to St Katharine's Docks. But there are walkways along there. I might explore them sometime if people are interested. And here we're looking back towards the centre of town. Can't see it, but it's up there somewhere. And some of the new warehousey style apartments. Prospect Wharf, I think this is. It is indeed built 1988. It says so on the front of it. You can smell the sea here. We're in the estuary region of the river, basically from London Bridge downwards actually. But you can definitely smell the sea here, and it looks seasidey beyond the fence. Get that fence out of the way, there we go. One of the tourists' boats across the river there. City cruises. And kids playing in the sand. There's actually quite a nice little beach there when the tide's out. And here come the waves from those boats, or that boat. Ooh, my gadget's going funny. Don't know what it's up to. But it's still alive. How weird. Maybe I'm not even pressing the button. Maybe it's cheering for the waves. We are going up here, I'm afraid. Nice view there. And the bus D3 coming, rattling along. D3 for Docklands. And here we have the prospect of Whitby, which was a ship, I guess. But it was a pub, and this pub was built around 1520 in the time of King Henry VIII. There's a sign on the front that shows all the kings and queens that have existed whilst this pub was here. So you have Henry VIII, Edward VI, Mary, Elizabeth I, James I, Charles I. There's the Commonwealth, which is under Oliver Cromwell when Britain was briefly a republic. Charles II, James II, William and Mary, Anne, George I, George II, George III, George IV. Pretty boring time there. William IV, I think David Cameron's related to that guy. You can tell somehow. Victoria, Edward VII, George V, Edward VIII, George VI, Elizabeth II. They've left a bit of space there for someone else. So, there you have it. Just thought I'd put on that extra bit because it's probably worth seeing, isn't it? Since we're here. Oops. Trying to destroy the camera while I'm doing it. And I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.